epic fail. 100% successfully failed print. PLA lithophane light shade. about quarter of the way through, and the nozzle has been blocking up. Tried to recover it the first time and then blocked up the second time. The third time, clearly there's a problem. Now I've actually removed the supports and stopped the print, etc. Let's have a closer look. If we can get this to zoom in, you'll start to see a few problems. Just there, and some few problems there. Now the actual problem where I was blocking up is about up here, and managed to save it and continue on, but still clogging up. Anyhow, paused it and stopped it, so I'm not wasting so much material. However, did a update on the slicer, and I finding out that my supports are not the same as my previous model. Why do I have a clone on the bottom? When I'm trying to remove these supports, it's going to be a lot hard to try and pull this out without breaking my thin layer, which is around about 1mm. The hot end has been heating up and blocking. Done it 3 times, so I quickly did another model and resliced it, and this is what I end up with after cleaning out the head and unblocking. It's a big coin. If I can zoom this in, let's have a closer look. Right there at the bottom layer, that's not too good. 90% here, perfect layers. On top, awful. And it just splits apart. Started thinking that it might have been the new version of the slicer. And I'll have a look in a second. But it appears to be that my fans, my cooling fans, both of them, may need to be replaced. This is on the CR10. It's approximately about 4 years old and approximately about 10,000 hours running time on it. Anyhow, so I had a look on Windows here on my slicer. Just give me a second. Just close my phone app in the game. Now I've got 3 slicers open. This is the latest version that did the lithophane light shade. So I'll open this up. Which is this one. That's my layer height. And then it's at 16%. That's what it's showing. 16%. Why is it at 16%? Unknown reason. Different settings on my fan speeds. Now I'm going to open up Cura 4.13.1. This is my previous version. and my fan speeds are totally different. Now the lithophane light shade that I actually did make was in Cura 5.0.0. We'll open that. Then we're going to open the previous version. Once again, my fan speeds are totally different. They are totally different. Same profile out all three programs, but different. This is on the CR10. But let's have a look at the model, because this would have been a shame to continue this on. Now to put this up in the light, you'll start to see my layers really badly. Here are the effects. Tree moon light. Now this is my previous one. Beautifully done. I'll just turn the light on. I'll switch it down the bottom. And come back up. Beautifully done. Perfectly all the way through. Turn that off. Now when I was doing the testing to make sure that I was clearing up the blockages, I found more problems. First of all, the fan here not cooling down the cooler on the hot end. Fan speed may not be getting full, and it's going to power up the control box. Just wait for that to boot up. Now this became interesting because I only just picked up on this. As you'll see, my fan speed is 0. It's at 1%. Very interesting. It's never been like that. Very interesting. Turn that off. We're going to unplug it, and then we're going to flip it over, take the screws out, plug the power leads back in, and then we can turn it on and find out what fan needs to be replaced. So it looks like I'm going to have to replace all my fans, and may have to do the tubing as well. Unfortunately. Now here is an example. On the old version of CR10s, I'm going to have 3 different rolls here, and these are all PLA. If I can pull this one out, PLA. As you can see, my running temperature. Overall, I don't have that on there. Oh, I must have wiped that off. Hot end is at 216 and the bed is at 65. I'll carefully pull this one out. PLA. But this one, I am running hot end at 222, 65. Just going to pull this one out. PLA, twinkly black. Now I actually run this at a higher temperature. That's my temperature for the hot end, 2, 3, 4. Sadly, my hot end has been getting too hot and it's actually melting the tubing on the inside, which I've had to cancel my print. So let's pull it apart and we'll get some new fans after 4 years of running. And then we'll fire it back up again. But in the meantime, and I'll quickly show you, especially on the CR10, on the older versions, get some good wire. And now this is the good wire. Look closely. Fiberglass coating on the outside of the wire. So as the wire starts to break, it will heat up, melt through the plastic, and then go into your other wire, and it will earth out and sparks fly. So while I'm at it, I'll quickly check inside the power box and make sure that any wire needs to be replaced, it gets replaced. And you can run your bed temperature up to 70 degrees, especially for PLA. In the meantime, I might jump onto the CRX, do a couple other jobs. Happy days.